Hi there, this is Matt with State of Flux, here with another one of my Studio Ghibli films. This is something that I started back when I first started the channel, and I took a long break before coming back to. Recently I got back into the Ghibli film, so I'm here to talk to you about, finally, what at one point I considered to be my favorite Studio Ghibli film, and that's Castle in the Sky. And to be clear, it still might be. However, as I continue watching and rewatching these films, I'm starting to notice and love more things about each movie as I watch it. And this is no different. As much as I've always loved Castle in the Sky, I truly loved it this time around as well. This is an extraordinary movie. It is the first true Studio Ghibli movie in that, Nausicaa has been, folded into the Ghibli fold, but this is the first one that was under the Studio Ghibli label. And as a first-time release for any studio, this movie bats it out of the park. It is so extraordinarily good. And it really feels like Hayao Miyazaki took everything that he'd learned from making Lupin III, Castle of Cagliostro. It sort of follows the sensibilities that he acquired for that, the movement and pace of the story, the little bit of the crime lore that's going on, with this sort of aeronautic naturalism that he would go on to utilize so excellently in Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind. This feels like the perfect merging of those two stories to give us what Castle in the Sky is, which is this lovely little fable about two young people who find each other and go on this mystical, magical quest to find this long-lost castle in the sky, this sort of Atlantis-like place. And I was always caught by the mysticism and magic this story had to offer. When I first started watching the Ghibli films, this was one of the very first ones I did see, and I absolutely adored it from the first time out. I think this is my favorite Ghibli score. There are a couple other ones that are in contention, but I do love this score. I love the look of this film. It's sort of steampunk adjacent, because it lacks the punk, but there's plenty of steam, and it's like steam casual, if you will. And I really like that. There's a sweetness to this world, but an elegant magic that you can tell is tethering it all together. And humans have kind of come and mined this earth for what it is, but it's not so lost to the point that Nausicaa is. There's still a chance for us to save it, and that's kind of what the castle represents later. It's showing us what technology and nature can look like if they find a unity, as you see with the robot and the last robot that is taking care of the castle that's floating in Laputa or whatever. And the neat little foxes from Nausicaa make a reappearance in this, which is really cool. The voice work in the English dub is absolutely fantastic. I think James Van Der Beek does such a really good job at voicing this boy and making him so full of wonder and pep, but not obnoxious. And Anna Paquin, who's always amazing, brings this earnest energy to her voice work. And Mark Hamill, being Mark Hamill, does a great bit of voice work, and he's such a good villain. And plus Cloris Leachman, there's just so much to love. I've seen the movie both subbed and dubbed, but I will watch this one 100% of the time in its dubbed format. It's just that good. I think visually this movie is super interesting and stunning, and unlike anything that you've seen out of 1986 Japanese animation. This is like a high benchmark. To believe that this is a first-time studio feature is breathtaking, quite honestly. And the fact that this was the first of a long line of pretty excellent films from a very prestigious studio is earned right out of the gate. It is super good. The efficiency in storytelling, the suggestion of all the lore that surrounds the film, but the movie never necessarily like hunkers down and explains it to you, invites more rewatches, and that's something that I love. Just as you can mine so much from this movie with every single viewing, and that's what makes a lot of the Ghibli movies really quite good. He repeats this to excellent capacity in Kiki's Delivery Service, which we'll be talking hopefully about in several weeks' time here coming up. I want to try and hit these out once every 2 weeks or so. Maybe it'll drop to monthly, but I am working on it. But yeah, I could go on and on about this film, from its color palette to its natural use of colors, and the colors that are unnatural are sort of relegated to the background. Everything about this film is just quite good. What did you think of Castle in the Sky? Is this also one of your favorite of the Ghibli lineup? Let me know in the comment area down below. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And peace.